I was 15 years a youth when the steel storm raged at Stiklestad, and my kinsman, King Olaf, not then a saint, in golden helm and mail clad, fought King Svein's hordes in high summer's heat. Like thunder the shield walls clashed, hungry blades biting again and again. Forward! Forward! Our desperate cry. On, Christ's men! Crossmen! King's men! And ravens croaked in the darkening sky. Like a forest thinned of ash and oak, our warriors fell in the blood-drenched fray. Yet Olaf, my brother, fought bravely still as our shield wall broke in the gore-stained day, and the noble king was brought to bay. Against a rock we held our ground, a storm-tossed, sinking, shivered wreck, and I saw the good king cruelly struck in belly, leg, and royal neck. It is hard to fight against such ill luck. But fight I did, and killed men too, in the sword song and the arrow hiss, and then was felled against that rock by a gory axe's thin-lipped kiss. A good man bent and bore me off. I took the east way then, and far, to the lands of Grand Prince Yaroslav, and learnt of kingship, craft, and court, and of the wiles a king must have. Upon the Russian steppe I fought. Then on, as bleak gales lashed dark prows, our long ships ploughed the Dnieper. 500 raven feeders came, our oar blades plunging deeper. I went to make my fame. Amongst the copper sunlit domes of the greatest city, Miklagard, I fought for emperors in their wars. I seasoned, tempered, and weathered hard. I fed the wolf and edged my claws. For 10 long years my sword drank deep. Of Bulgar, knight, and Saracen, my sea chest brimmed with corpses' gold. I conquered lands and buried men, and wove a yarn for skalds. And yet my fame-thirst stood unslaked, and blood-feud marrowed every bone. I took my ship and shining hoard, and aimed her prow at Norway's throne. My dead brother's whispers would not be ignored. King Magnus feared me, and rightly so, his arse between 2 thrones, and gave me half of Norway for a chest of gold and gleaming stones. He had no heart for the fray. Then soon enough, a blue-skinned corpse, he lay beneath the sodden loam. What I had sown was mine to reap. I lay both arms upon the throne, then rode my sea-steed south upon the darkling deep. Oaken keels sliced the surging sea, the Danemen trembled in their halls. We rolled along that ragged coast like thunder, our roller horses gorged with thralls, and chattel maidens worth their weight in plunder. For 15 years I lashed them with my fury, and left their skies blood-red ablaze. I ventured far on the North Sea road, to the darksome bounds of the end of days, and the fog-veiled abyss beyond the Wales way. Then England's ring-giver met his death, and a warrior took his throne. Yet Magnus, long dead, should have worn the crown, thus his claim became my own, and Norwegian woods came crashing down. I built a fleet of sleek wave steeds, and honed my bloodworm's anger, then filled my ships with fearsome men, the destroyers of eagle's hunger. We came to hack, and rip, and rend. At Fulford Gate the battle sweat flew, my banners half pierced English sod. We made such slaughter of their earls, We crossed the dead-crammed swamp dry-shod and thinned them of their fine housecarls. Then on to York and Stamford Bridge. The sky candle flares this doomed autumn day, far flung from our Brynja and our mighty oar steeds. We did not expect the bitter blood fray. Now a spear din rouses our mighty deeds. The fury grips me in its claws. I see their king in the gore-stained throng, and I soak the earth with slaughter's dew, as the ravens croak their greedy song, and sword Norse hack and slash and hew. The wound sea flows now all around, and there Harald's gift before me lies. 7 long feet of English ground. The arrow like a swallow flies, and weaves my death beneath English skies.